The pen tool. If you have been ignoring Illustrator, if you're more Photoshop centric, this is probably the tool that's given you the most headache and the one that confuses people the most. So I'm going to give a bit of an overview of how it works and a little exercise that people can use to try and improve their skills with the pen tool. It's a very useful tool. It's something that you will definitely have to use if you're working at IG. So if you've got any questions, come find me and we can go over it properly, but hopefully this video helps. So the pen tool is up here. It's surprisingly P for pen on the keyboard. So if you click and hold, you just want this top one, pen tool. So we'll start with the basics. If you just click and make a point, and then click somewhere else, and then click and click and click and click, you can make a shape. So let's say you want to finish off this shape because you can't escape this, it will keep it attached. If you hover over your first point, you'll get a little circle that appears. Then you click on your first point, and now you have a shape that you can use. And it's a shape that you can change sizes, or if you use the white arrow, you can change your shape, or even curve some of the corners if you want to, like we discussed in the shapes video. So if you want to start making curves, what you do is you click to make your first point, and then you click, hold and drag, and then you'll get these handles. So this handle here affects this curve, and this handle here affects the curve you're about to make. So you can see this curve, we haven't made this curve yet, so it's not straight, but it affects the curve you're about to make. So you can do that. So you can see the purple line shows that we're in line. So you just click again, and then you can see now, if you just click and drag, there you go, and then finish off the shape. So you've got these paddles now, or handles I think they're called, that you can change, so you can actually change the shape. That one affects there, but because it's attached, if you move one, you can move the other. So you can make some quite nice smooth shapes. Or you can just bring it in, or you can just move it about like that. So if you want to smooth it off a bit more, you can make shapes with that. If you've made a shape that's a bit harsh, say you've done that, you can just use the little circle to smooth off those edges too. If you've got something, so let's say you click there, and you click and drag, and now let's say you want to just go straight down, you can't because this paddle is here and it's affecting that curve. So all you do is you click on here, and now you can go straight down. So now you can make a straight line again. So if you want to make a curve, you can. So you just click, drag and hold, and it gives you the paddles again, or the handles. But if you want to make a straight line, just click and wait till the circle is there to finish off the shape. If you've made a shape and you decide actually we want a bit more of a triangle shape over here, you just click and hold there and add your anchor point. You can add an anchor point, so we just clicked on the line, and if you change it A for the white arrow, so if you click and hold, you can move that and add it in, or curve it if you'd like, and that adds the 2 points there, so you created a curve. Or if you decide actually I don't like that, you can go down to your delete the anchor point and delete your anchor point. And then these are fully editable shapes. Or if you want to make this is a colored shape, But if you wanted it to just be an outline, you can change the color. You can empty the fill color of color, or you can fill in the color. Or if you want, you can just double click there. And we'll make this a darker red. So now it's got it's a shape. You can increase the stroke on it. So if we decide we want to make another one of those, if you hold down Shift, you can make straight lines either on a 180 or a 45 degrees. So it's only going in straight lines. So you go across, and then as the shape is being finished, click, drag and hold, and you can make your curves. So delete those. The best way, I think, of learning this pen tool is to download a tribal tattoo. It's how I've helped a couple people in the studio do it, and I think it's worked quite well. If you find a better way of doing it, let me know. If you click on P, make the stroke a bit thinner. So zoom in, start with your first point, go to where you want to end, click and drag, and you can see the paddles really coming into its own there. The handle's really coming into its own, so you really want to match the curve. So and then you let go, and then obviously this curve is huge now because this paddle is so long. If I'm moving it, if I want to move the thing, if I want to move the view, I'm holding down spacebar to get the hand, so I can move it, and then I can go back to the pen tool. So we just click on there to remove that handle, and we can go to our point, and then remove that. We click there, turn that off. I've seen a few people where they try and add too many points in, where they're sort of doing this, and then you end up with quite a jaggedy shape. So you want to think more of big sweeping curves, especially with something like this. But as you can see, there's a curve in there, and then there's a second curve there, so you want to do halfway with there. So you want to do that there, and this is more to do with practice. You'll get to see where the points are, where the points are needed, because the less points you have, the easier the design is, really. Or the smaller the file size is, and easier to edit. But you know, if you need points, you need points. There's nothing you can do about that. And then you finish off the shape, click and drag, and then go to your black arrow, and you can just deselect, or you can fill it in and then go over. I just got this tribal tattoo off Google Images. It's nothing fancy, just type in Google, just type into Google Images tribal tattoo vector, or if you want something that's a bit nicer looking than that, anything that's a silhouette, really, you can go over things. Yeah, so if you need to go over anything with the pen tool, give me a shout. I'm in the studio somewhere, but hopefully this has helped.